6 bags. 6 bags. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another video. We are in New Hampshire today, and while Brett racks his brain on some math, figuring out what fertilizer we're gonna be putting down for this big and beastie food plot, figured I'd open up this video. This is a spot actually at Brett's house. It's a little 35-acre chunk. Not little, I guess 35-acre chunk. And how big's that plot back there?
A little over an acre.
A little over an acre. This is a spot where Brett actually hit that buck last year, late season. We have the snowstorm moving in. It's like cloudy over here, outside over here. Get the battle, the fronts are coming in. So this plot doesn't look like much, but it's got hammered. It was originally beans. Then I seeded it with Frigid Forage. I think Monster Magnet. That got hammered, beat to the ground. So did the beans. Then I seeded it with Big and Beasty. There's still some of that left. And then I did a quick plot at the end. So basically there's some cereal grains and some brassica bulbs left. That slug standing right over there a couple nights ago. And a new buck showed up, a new 8-pointer. And he was standing right there last night. So definitely got a potential. Slug was out here about a week ago in daylight. Meh. Might have ducked, but I was high. I just didn't make a good shot. Left to right, it was good. But I think I'm gonna go real quick and try to look at that arrow. But it's not looking good, unfortunately. Bummer, man. I'm gonna go look quick. And we're gonna go back there. It was a really good spot, late season, bunch of mature bucks in the area. There's already some that are hanging out now, so I'm not gonna go into all the details because I don't know them. Brett's doing the math, but we just wanted to open up this video. We're gonna put some Frigid Forage Big and Beastie down. Got a fertilizer disc. We got a day's worth of plot activity. So we are gonna bring you along and we're gonna break down this spot for you guys.
Yep,
Get
we
your
got our
math
map
done.
done. We figured out, I'm putting down 23-0-23, so it's high in nitrogen and high in potash. Those are the two things I need for Big and Beastie. Our soils in New Hampshire are super high in phosphorus, so we don't need a lot. We do have 2 bags from one of the plots. It was a little low. I have my soil test here. This is super important. Find someone that does a soil test. I send mine into UNH, University here in New Hampshire. I have my reports, soil fertilizer recommendations. I'm fertilizing based on those recommendations. That's what we're doing today. Jamin's here, John's here. Trying to nail it all out. We've been crazy busy this summer, so I haven't had much time to do much of anything. So I mowed from 6:30 p.m. last night till 5 this morning. So if I'm a little goofy today in this video, you'll know why. I haven't slept. I've been mowing for 8 hours, but we're gonna bang it out, get it done, move on to the next thing, and hopefully these plots will at least give us some opportunity this year or keep some deer around or whatever. But
help.
They'll do something if it rains. It's been dry. So anyway, first plot we're putting down 15 bags of 23-0-23, and that's the plot John talked about, the important one. We're going to start there, try to get that done. We may put a stand on the edge of it for an east wind. I don't know. Jamin, what do you got to add?
What's Jamin been doing?
One of these days he's going to come up with something, I swear to God.
It's going to be the most
Blowing
epic
socks
one-liner.
up.
Yeah.
Not too much, I guess.
Got some turkeys. All right, so we got lime and fertilizer spread on this plot. We're gonna run back, get more fertilizer, hit another plot, and then we're gonna come back. We're gonna try the disc on it. I don't know if it's gonna turn it very well. We have stupid rocky soil up here and it's been dry, so it's pretty hard. So we may have to use something else, but the disc will be better. We don't really need to turn this over. It's been super dry. So we want to conserve soil moisture as much as possible. The goal is to just break the surface. So we may be able to do that with the disc. There's a bunch of rye duff on the top that should act as a mulch. If we can get that seed down through it, get some seed to soil contact, we'll be in good shape with that little brassica seed. This plot is where it could go down. It did go down here last year out of that stand right there. That's where I hit that really nice mature buck out of late season with the bow. He was right out here. They come from the south essentially and head north. So this stand is for any south wind, south or westerly wind. And we're gonna put a stand over here in this birch that's tucked into this hemlock. And that will be for any easterly wind, which we get a lot early season. And these brassicas, the big and beastie brassicas, get pounded early season in September for our opener. So we're gonna get a stand in that tree today too. Fertilize it, it's done. Fertilizing's done. We're gonna till it, seed it, hope for rain, and maybe throw a couple cells up on here and just really stay out. The name of the game around here, and it was last year, is just staying out. I don't think I came into this plot after like September. So that this thing sat for October and all of November and into December, and finally the mature bucks are using the daylight. So anyway, that's it. We're gonna get to it. Jamin's back with the stand. He's gonna work on hanging that stand, and we'll keep on keeping on. Okay, so we got this plot semi-tilled up. We had a couple things going against us. It's probably a good thing because I think all that green stuff is going to die. So we've exposed enough soil that we're gonna get really good seed to soil contact, and it's been really dry, so it's actually not a bad thing to have this mulch layer. Most of it is rye that was seeded last winter that's laying on the top, so it should hold some of that moisture and keep that soil temperature down a little bit. We're gonna seed big and beastie brassicas from Frigid Forage. This is my favorite fall annual to plant. They're tiny seeds. They do a good job of getting down through, the thatch into the soil. So we're gonna get that. Hopefully we get some rain. It's like I said, it's been really dry. That's a critical thing. Everything looks good. The only thing that will mess us up here is if the rest of the green stuff doesn't die from the glyphosate and it comes back up in the next week or so. Or it doesn't rain. So I think we'll be okay though. I'm gonna seed this. Since it's not a perfectly tilled field, I'm probably gonna go a little higher in the application rate because the germ rate may not be quite as good because not every seed is gonna get to the soil. So this plot is, I think, 1.3 acres. So I'll probably put down 1.5 to 1 3/4 acres of seed on this. Small seed, you gotta crank fast, walk fast, and go conservative because you can run out of these little seeds in about 50 yards and be crying because you have no more seed for the plot. So I'm gonna get to that and we'll go from there. Okay, just about done seeding that plot. I am gonna check and see. I think I used, I'm guessing, about 1.5 acres of seed. I'm actually gonna check this bag, which is for 1 acre, and see how close I was. Yeah, I'd say about 1.5 acres. So I went up and down it. Sometimes you space your, I guess, rows or pass out a little too far. So I like to go light up and down all the way through, and then I'll go across back and forth. So I just did that. So a little bit tired, it's getting hot, but I want to break down the spot real quick and kind of just explain why this food plot's in a good spot. First of all, the number one reason it is a good spot is because it's secluded. It's back in the woods. It's away from a lot of pressure. There is a fair amount of pressure in the area, but not right in this pocket. It gets left alone. The other thing is it's up on this ridge. It's up on the top of a north-south ridge, and it runs north-south. And when you get up on ridges like that, the wind is consistent. So we can be pretty well assured that if we have a northwest wind on the top of this ridge, it's going to be northwest. So that's important. Consistent winds on food plots are critical. The deer come from typically the north. So any northwest is perfect. They may swing down, try to get downwind as they're coming in the plot, but we have a stand. We'll walk down real quick. This is where I hit that buck from, and he was kind of doing that same thing. But we have this stand here on this east edge of the plot. So a northwest wind is blowing you back like this. So if those deer swing down, you get a shot at them if they come to the corner trying to cut the wind or quarter into the wind. We also just hung a stand on the west end of the plot for any easterly wind. And this stand with the northwest and east will not work. It blows into the plot. This one blows it off the ridge on the other side to the east. So that's particularly for early season when we get a fair amount of east winds in September. The plot is not very wide. It's maybe 60 across. So 50, 60. So unless the deer is on the complete opposite edge of you, he's probably within bow range. So it's a really good, easy plot to bow hunt. We access this food plot from the south. The deer are bedded to the north. So we're coming like this with the wind in our face or quartering into the wind. We get to this plot, slip up the edge, and those deer never hear us coming because they're on the far side. We don't have to walk by them, and the wind is always more or less in our face or quartering into our face. So it's really clean. Getting out in the evening is a challenge, but it kind of is what it is in these timber plots back in. You do the best you can. So our access is pretty darn good for this one. Just another reason this plot sets up really well to hunt. The other thing is the size. It's sizable plot. It's 1.3 acres. That's big enough that it means something. It's a destination food source. You're going to have deer getting up out of their beds and heading towards that food source in the evening if that is their preferred food source during the year. If acorns are dropping, that's probably not it, but if the acorns are kind of getting scooped up late season or they're just getting off acorns on a different food source, this is a huge draw. So the biggin, Beasty, brassicas from Frigid Forage have been awesome for us for the last decade or so. So we're planting them here again. Hopefully it turns out good. Let's hope for some rain. Let's hope these weeds are killed, and I think we should have a good fall here and a good hunting season. There's several good bucks. There's already a couple, 2-3 mature ones this summer. Nothing huge, but that's kind of this area. The deer don't get super old here. There's a fair amount of pressure. A 4 or 5-year-old buck's one you want to target, so we're not messing around letting them get any older than that. So we're gonna do that, hunt those bucks this year. And I'm excited about the spot. It should be a good one. Hopefully we can get another shot at a mature buck here like we did last year, but hit a little bit lower and get them. So we're gonna get to the next plot and keep on trucking today.